Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture on discrete mathematical structures. In this lecture video, I'll be discussing about what is subgraph and few operations in graph theory. First, I will start with defining subgraph. So to define the subgraph, I'll be taking two graphs G1 and G1, G and G1, and we can say that this G1 is a subgraph of the graph G. The following conditions are hold good. The first condition is all the vertices and all the edges of G1 must be contained in the graph G also. The second condition is each edge of G1 has the same end vertices in G as in G1. So with these two conditions we can say that the graph G1 is a subgraph of the graph G. So next is spanning of the graph. So to define the spanning of the graph, I'll be taking two graphs again, G and G1. So G1 having a pair of vertices V and edge E, and G1 having the vertices V1 and the edges E1. So now we can say that this G1 is a subgraph of G also. So now to say that this G1 is a spanning subgraph of G, we have to satisfy one condition. The condition is the number of vertices in the graph G1 must be equal with the number of vertices in the graph G also. So with this condition we can say that the graph G1 is a spanning subgraph of G. Okay, the first condition is this G1 must be a subgraph of the graph G. The second condition is the number of vertices in the graph V1 must be equal with the number of vertices in the graph G also. V1 must be equal to V. So with this condition we can say that the graph G1 is a spanning subgraph of the graph G. So for example we can see here this graph consisting of three graphs here, graph A, graph B, graph C. And we can say that this graph B and graph C are subgraph of the graph A because this graph consisting of 4 vertices, this graph consisting of 4 vertices, and this graph consisting of 4 vertices, and all these vertices and edges are contained in this graph also. And in this graph B and C, this graph B is a spanning subgraph of the graph A because this graph B having 4 vertices and this graph A having 4 vertices. The number of vertices in these two graphs are same. And this graph is a subgraph of this graph also. So with this condition we can say this graph is a spanning subgraph of the main graph A, and this graph is not a spanning subgraph of the graph A. Next one is edge disjoint and vertex disjoint subgraph. So I'll be taking a graph G and two subgraphs of the graph G, that is G1 and G2. So we can say that this G1, G2 are said to be an edge disjoint if they do not have any common edge in it. G1 and G2 not having any common edge between them, but that G1 and G2 are a part of the graph G. So this kind of graph will be called as an edge disjoint graphs, subgraphs. So next one, G1 and G2 are said to be vertex disjoint if they do not have any common edge and any common vertex in it. So with this condition we can say that G1 and G2 are an vertex disjoint subgraph. So we can see here this is a main graph having 5 vertices, and this graph G1 having 3 vertices, and this graph G2 having 3 vertices. And we can say that these two graphs are as a subgraph of the main graph G, and these two graphs are edge disjoint because no edge is common with these two graphs. But these two graphs are not vertex disjoint because an common vertex is there in both the graphs G1 and G2. So hence it is not a vertex disjoint, but it is an edge disjoint subgraphs. We can see some problem here. A graph G shown in figure A, this graph, and check that the graph G1 shown in figure B is a subgraph of the graph G, and is this a spanning subgraph of G? After this one, draw the subgraph G2 of the graph G, which is obtained by the vertex set V2 is equal to V3, V4, V6, V8, V9. So we can see that the graph G having a 9 vertices, V1 to V9, and graph G1 having 5 vertices, V1, V3, V4, V6, V7, and all the edges are contained in the graph G also, and the vertex set V1 of the graph G1 also contained in the graph G. So with this condition we can say this graph G1 is a subgraph of the graph G. And now to check for spanning one. So this graph G contains 9 vertices, this graph G1 contains 5 vertices. So and the value of V1 is not equal to the value of V. I mean the number of vertices in the graph G1 is not equal with number of vertices in the graph G. So with this condition we can say it is not a spanning subgraph of G. The same thing I explained here also. I mean the vertex set of graph G1 is given by V1 is equal to V1, V3, V4, V6, V7 is a subset of the main vertex set, that is V is equal to V1 to V9 of G. So hence we can say this is an subgraph, and with the condition that V1 is not equal to V, we can say this G1 is not a spanning subgraph of the graph G. So now I am going to draw a subgraph G2 with a vertex set V2 containing V3, V4, V6, V8, V11, and we can see that all these edges are contained in the graph G also. So hence it is an this subgraph G2 is a part of the main graph G. Complement of a subgraph. So I can say that a subgraph G1 is a complement of the main graph G. When means like how to get the complement of a subgraph. The first thing is we have to delete the edges which is common in both the subgraph and main graph. So with this condition we can say the given subgraph G1 is a complement of the subgraph. So like that, given graph G and subgraph G1 of the graph G, this subgraph G is obtained by deleting the edges which is common in both the graph G1 as well as G. So we'll be obtaining the complement of the subgraph. So the complement of the subgraph is denoted with the notation G minus G1. So this is nothing but, so we are deleting the edges which is common in both G and G1, will be getting the G1 complement. So this is an example for a complement of subgraph. So this graph is obtained after deleting the edges which is common from the main graph. So next is complement of a simple graph. So to define this complement of a simple graph, I will be taking a simple graph G with n vertices. So the complement of this simple graph G is obtained by deleting those edges in Kn which belongs to the graph G also. So the formula is given by G complement is equal to Kn minus G, or Kn complement G also we can write it. So it's a main graph. And this graph has been obtained after deleting the edges common in both the graphs. Problem. So let G be a simple graph of order n. If the size of the graph G is 56 and size of the G complement is 80, what is the value of n? So I'll be taking a simple graph G of order n. So now the value of n we have to find. So we know that G complement is equal to Kn minus G. So now I'm going to apply the property of size of on both the sides of the equation. I'll be getting size of G complement is equal to size of Kn minus size of G. And we know that the size of Kn is given by for the number of edges in Kn is given by 1 by 2 into n minus 1. And they have given that the size of the G complement is given by 80 and size of the graph G is given by 56. Incorporating all these conditions in the equation, I'll be getting 80 is equal to 1 by 2 into n minus 1 minus 56. On simplifying this, we'll be getting n minus 1 is equal to 160 plus 112. It will be equal to 272. We can write this 272 as 17 into 16. So we got n into n minus 1 as 17 into 16. It implies that n is equal to 17. Therefore, the order of the given graph is nothing but n is equal to 17. Problem number 3. Show that the complement of a bipartite graph need not to be a bipartite graph. So to prove this one, I'll be taking a bipartite graph of order 3. So this is my bipartite graph. So after obtaining the complement of this bipartite graph, I got this graph. So hence we can easily say that these two graphs, so this is a bipartite graph and this graph is a complement of this simple graph, but this graph is not a bipartite graph. Thank you.